Hello. My name is Brittany D, and I'm a psychic medium and spiritual teacher here to give you a collective message for February 25th to March 4th. This is a collective message, so it's just a general message for the week. And yeah, I do these every single Friday, so please click subscribe and click the bell to get notified whenever they go live. I also have the link in my description to my website, which you can book a private one-on-one reading. You can apply for mentorship. I have all different kinds of offers and courses, and I have a retreat coming up if you want to come to Shelbyville, Kentucky and join us April 1st through the 3rd for a women's retreat weekend. Just click the link below for that. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started and see what Spirit has for us. This is for February 25th through, March 4th. Let's see. 2 already fell out, and I'm going to read those. But I did feel called, and I don't want to see them, so I'm closing my eyes. But I did feel called to shuffle and see if we could get one more card from this deck. And there it is. Okay. So we have making a difference. My inner light shines far and wide. As I'm reading this, I'm getting a lot about like really connecting with what your inner light really is, really surrendering to your truth, and what you really feel in your intuition. And then we got emerging into grace. I opened my soul to grace. This kind of is like the feeling of letting the light in, like where the cracks are, where you open, letting the light in. So there's definitely a surrender with this, this process of making a difference through your inner light, really owning that inner light, surrendering to what you really feel and what your truth really is. And then emerging into grace. I open my soul to grace, allowing those spaces that the cracks are coming through in your surrendering, the light into those places, into those maybe spaces that you've been suppressing or not allowing to be expressed or speak your truth on. Proceeding softly, my inner power grows in moments of quietude. Proceeding softly. And that is interesting because it says inner power, and that's kind of what we were talking about, that inner light, that truth, that surrendering and stepping into your truth is a power. It is your inner power. Emotions, this is definitely an emotional ride. This is challenging. It's not as much of a spiritual experience or a mental experience, really an emotional experience, and really pushing you. That cracking open is really pushing you to that opening is like, it's this vulnerable emotional state. Self-care. Yeah, that's really necessary with this. Really making that a priority. It's literally like I'm receiving right now that it's literally what's going to get you through this. Like it's what's going to make this not a treacherous, like, oh my God, like just really surrendering, cracking open, letting the light in, letting your emotions be shown, taking care of yourself is how you're going to move through this. Memories. Okay, so I'm getting like these things that you're shedding, from your life, these things that you are letting go, whether it's a relationship, whether it's friends or an old home, these memories, even though you know that your truth is elsewhere, or your truth is that this relationship is no longer serving you, or whatever it is, there's still memories that are hard to just release and let go of. And that's a lot of where this emotions comes through. A lot of this emotional cracking open and vulnerability comes from the grieving, the memories. Partnerships and alliances. Know that new support is coming in. It's this like feeling of the old falling away and allowing space for the new, what's really meant for you, these new partnerships, these new alliances, this new support to come through. Movement, choices, and decisions. Movement, choices, and decisions. Interesting, huh? This is really something that you are having to consciously make changes on. And that's why it requires all of these. But then we got right after that, the crown chakra. That's why it requires all three movement, choices, and decisions, because it's something you're very consciously having to do. It is a little bit just happening and you're surrendering to it, but there's also that this is like something you're very, very consciously doing. The crown chakra. You know, right when I was saying this is something that you are very consciously like choosing, it's also a co-creation. Remember that everything in your reality is a co-creation. Like you sign a soul contract, there's karma that you're dealing with. If you have children, there's things that you're dealing with your kids' karma. This is a co-creation experience, and even more right now. So yes, taking responsibility for your part in this and creating this and being the creator of your reality, but also with this crown card coming through, this is higher guidance. This is universal, energy pouring through, coming through the crown that's saying, like, pushing you and saying, you really have to like move through this. Mountains, stand your grounds. Stand your grounds. Huh. Takes a lot of strength. This is a lot. There's a lot of strength. Arrows, surround yourself with protective energy. Stand your ground. Interesting. There's a lot of strength that it takes to move through this process and to really allow yourself to crack open and let that light in, and allow your emotions to be seen and all these things, you know, to take these steps and these choices and these movement forward. But you really have to be clear. You really have to be clear, and in being clear is standing your ground and like being strong and powerful, like a pillar. Arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. You're really having to take care of yourself here is what I'm receiving. This may be protecting yourself from this old, stepping away, and maybe protecting yourself from projections. For some reason, they were just saying something about that. This card dropped. Protection is the card that we got after that. Protection, your loved ones, and your possessions are safe and protected by heaven. So there's a lot of protective energy around this. A lot of needing to be safe and protected and held and standing your ground in that. Self-employment, you are a born entrepreneur and your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. So this is so interesting. Honestly, in a sense, I feel like I'm reading for myself right now. No, I just am writing this timeline, whoever this is for. But no, I'm getting that even beyond, you know, self-employment. Just know that you are moving into magical opportunities by shedding this, by surrendering into this, and even more, you know, for entrepreneurs and self-employment, know that this is going to greatly affect your business. And I'm getting the reason why it's greatly going to affect your business is because this energy that's being freed up by not giving it to something that's not serving you anymore is going to create so much space and so much more ease and flow, and able to just kind of move, and you're going to have so much more spaciousness. Okay, so I skipped ahead. I always like to end the reading with a starseed card and then an activations card. So let's see what we have for this week. Let's see what we have. Let's see. Let's see. I wonder why. Do you want to be used this week? Do you want to be a part of this? You guys saw that, right? You playing today. Forge, don't follow, pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. Forge, don't follow. This is such a process of surrender going on in here. You are creating a new path by following your inner light and your inner truth, by surrendering to what that higher guidance really is and making the movements and choices and decisions that lead you to, you know, your magical opportunities and your new path. You are paving a new path that this is part of being a leader, is what this is. This whole process, it's because you're a leader. It's because you're a leader, and it's because you're a teacher. And so this probably is going to be really related to entrepreneurs and people that are in leadership, light working, that kind of a thing. Because that's what this process is stepping into your new path and shedding all this old, letting the light in and honoring your truth, even if it's an emotional journey. So that way you can make movement forward on your divine path, knowing you're protected and protecting yourself the whole way, because you are on a new path. Consciousness, the frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multi-dimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multi-dimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. What I'm really receiving right now is that, like, you're going to need this in order to forge this new path. Like, in order to really forge the new path and be the leader of the way, you have to be looking at it from all aspects and all angles, looking at this in true, pure consciousness, in a multi-dimensional state of being. Because then if you're the leader of it, you're the one, you're facing all of these aspects before the people are experience this as well. And so, yeah, it's really about kind of like hitting all the bases. So that way you're like, guys, I didn't just go through it with blinders. Like, I'm leading the way in an expansive way, in a way of hitting all the bases. These are all the kinds of different ways of looking at this and experiencing this. And you're setting up a new path through your leadership. Okay. I hope that was helpful for you all. Thank you all for joining me. If this helped at all, please comment below. It super, super helps. Yeah, keeping me going. And know that I drop these every single Friday. So click the subscribe button and the bell to get notified. And I hope to see you next week for our next collective reading. Much love and namaste.